want to share with you my research. So let's do this, ladies. My dear elegant ladies, welcome back
procrastination is my middle name. So solving a 3,000
Ladies, how do we know when that is a waste of time? And how do we know when he is not really serious with us? Today, I want to share with you. So let's do this, ladies. My dear elegant ladies, welcome back to another video. Ladies, before free live workshop that is happening on Monday and Wednesday is now open. Go to this link that is on the screen. I'm also posting this link in the description box below. So make sure you go and register because it's going to be live, it's going to be free, and there's going to be some interesting things happening. Now, ladies, let's start with this research that I'm about to share with you. In my life, I have X amount of male friends, and I'm lucky to have them because they're affluent, they're high caliber men, and what's interesting is that they're also single. The reason why I say that I'm lucky to have them in my life is because I get some insights to how men think. And it gives me so much material to a lot of the content that I create here on YouTube, but also the things that I teach in my elite finishing school. And today's video is really based on this research that I did on a few of male friends. And I'm going to tell you that all this list, they all do this or have done this at some point when they have not been interested in a woman. And I can tell you that when I have seen them being really interested in somebody, they don't do any of these things. So really pay attention and make sure your man doesn't do any of these things. Now, number one, a man is definitely not into you if he cancels it or if he doesn't keep his words or promises. Men who are flaky, men who ghost you, men who kind of say something but then do another. Those men are either mentally not trustworthy, meaning that it might not even be something that has to do with you. They're just like not 100% mentally there. They are perhaps they have their own issue that makes them become this way. Now that's one, of course, but actually the most common one that men who are a little bit all over the place and kind of do whatever what they care for, besides the aspect that they might just be selfish people, oftentimes they wouldn't do this to a woman they deeply, deeply care for. So this is something you have to pay attention to. If a man is being flaky, he's not valuing you. And this is a bit of a harsh reality or a harsh fact to accept. But you kind of need to digest this one and not selling yourself short. Because if he keeps canceling last minute and just does what he wants to do and doesn't really take you into account, then I'm sorry to say, but he's definitely not a keeper. Number two, he is inconsistent. One day he seems rude to you, then the next day it seems like he doesn't care anymore. And this is very frustrating for a lot of women. And when a man is this inconsistent, many women become more obsessed and kind of more in love with a man this way. This is why bad boys are so popular. Bad boys are so inconsistent. One day they're all over you, and then the next day they're so cold. And that's kind of what makes you feel infatuated by them, right? But this is so incredibly unhealthy, in particularly if you want to find a really long-lasting, serious and genuine relationship. You need to have somebody who is consistent with his love towards you, not somebody who's, again, being flaky. I also think it's important that in a relationship, you shouldn't always be kind of worried. You shouldn't always be thinking, does he really love me? You should really feel to that your man loves you, that he adores you, that you are his number one. And he has to make you feel like that consistently. Surely, relationships are ups and downs, but there's always a red thread. If this man is inconsistent with the thread, you are unsure of his feelings towards you. That is a big warning sign, ladies. You really need to take precautions then and maybe get out before you really get hurt. Or if you know that you are seriously dating all these bad boys, stop dating bad boys. Most bad boys are a waste of time, energy, and if you know that you are dating a bad boy who's causing you so much headache, but you still love him deeply, my dear elegant lady, get out. Get out now. It's not worth it. Number 3, he's not really that serious if he keeps talking to other girls on social media. And I don't care if it's just friends. It is not okay. If this man is serious with you and he keeps messaging with all these women, it's a warning sign, and it's also a sign of disrespect. Believe me, when a man is really into a woman and really crazy about a woman, he's not going to even be interested talking to all these girls. And you know what? What I'm saying right now is exactly what a few of my male friends have told me. Because I have seen when they have been really into a woman, and it's such a difference compared to when they are with these women that they only have for a short amount of time. I even remember one even told me once that, yeah, I mean, I like her, but I'm actually like texting with a lot of women right now. So, I mean, she doesn't know it, but yeah, I don't know. And it's just such an obvious sign that he's texting with other women because he's looking what else is out there, because he's not sure on this woman. And this is the thing, my dear ladies. Do you want to be with a man who's not sure if he wants to be with you? I personally wouldn't. Why would you, as a high caliber woman, waste your time with somebody who hasn't decided yet if he wants to be with you? Get out now and leave while you're still walking out proud, not when he has made up his mind if he wants to be with you. Please don't be a beggar for a man. Whew, sorry, got a little bit passionate there. By the way, ladies, do you know that I have a free cheat sheet where you can meet high caliber men? Go to millionaireplaces.com and download this free cheat sheet. There are over 210 places, so you don't want to miss out on this one. Visit millionaireplaces.com. Number 4, it is a bit of a warning sign when he needs time away from you. And let me just clarify this one, because I am a firm believer that it's incredibly healthy to be glued to your partner 24/7, and I'm sure a lot of you agree with me on that one. But what becomes a little bit of a warning sign is when he actually needs a lot of space away from you. Having a little bit of time away from each other is fine, but when you need a lot of time away from each other, that's when it becomes a little bit strange. A common thing that I see is they need the time with the boys and they cannot be without this precious time they have with their boys. The reason why I'm making a little bit of fun of that is because I really don't like men like that. I think that a woman should be the top priority for a man if they are in a serious, committed relationship and if he's crazy about her. I don't think it's normal if a man is prioritizing his friends or the boys. I've just seen so many men being so selfish in this department, and many women accept being the second option. That's why if he really needs his independence and if he really needs so much time away from you, ask yourself, is this what you also want? And ask yourself, do you think this is a healthy sign for your relationship? I mean, some relationships, they actually work really well this way. So I'm not going to paint a dark cloud there and say, oh, it's a bad relationship, because some couples actually, this is how they live and they make it work perfectly fine. Let's talk about the general masses. Really on it objectively, it's a warning sign. Number 5. Now, another sign that he might not actually be that interested in you is when he rather spends time on his phone instead of spending time with you. And this is another one that I see a lot, and especially with some of my male friends. When they're really into a woman, then all of a sudden they forgot about their phone. The phone does not really exist. Even though they're a busy businessman, their phone and emails go on all the time, but they still manage to take time for this woman that they're madly in love with and crazy about. However, when they are with somebody that they're actually, she's all right, but I'm not really that crazy about her, then you see that they're actually prioritizing their phone. When you have free time together and the man actually doesn't necessarily need to be on his phone because of work, but he chooses to be on his phone instead of having some quality time with you. I am aware that we also live in an era and in a modern time where a lot of people suffer with phone addiction. So it also could be phone addiction in disguise. But I can tell you that when a man really is into somebody, he will set his priorities differently. And I think the message that I'm really trying to send to you here is not so much necessarily about the phone, but more about, does he give you the attention that you want? Does he want to spend time with you? Or does he prioritize other things? Because when you are not his top priority, it shows. And it also tells a little bit about how he feels about you. Now, I'm sure that if you want to have a very happy relationship, you want to always be somebody's top priority, somebody who values you like you are his queen, like you are his muse, like somebody who, doesn't matter how long you've been together, he always feels strongly about you. Love does not go away, even if you're an old married couple. Number 6. Now, this might not be applicable for all my 50-50 couples, but for us who do not have a 50-50 relationship, we notice that a man is not really that into us when he doesn't want to spend money on us. Because money is a love language in the end of the day. If you are really into somebody, you want to do everything for that person. You want to give that person the world. But men and women communicate love only. Men a little bit less nurturing, men a little bit more providing. So in this case, a lot of men, besides of course giving you attention and giving you love, also oftentimes show that they love you by spending on you. And when a man is being stingy with you, not because he's necessarily a stingy person, but you can see that he's holding back from spending on you, that is often a warning sign that he might not be sure of his love or interest in you, or he might just not be that into you. A lot of the times, women are not understanding why he's not spending on me, why he's not giving me this gift that I wanted or that. Sometimes there are, of course, logical reasons why. Maybe he doesn't afford. Maybe, I don't know, he's not that generous after all in general. But if you know that he is usually not like this, let's say he has spent a lot of money on his previous girlfriend that he loved deeply, he doesn't spend on you. Warning sign. You don't have to break off the relationship just because he doesn't spend on you, but you really should take it into account and then observe how else he's treating you. If he's treating you with love and care, and if he's truly doing everything else for you, then maybe this doesn't matter so much. This might not be the ultimate deal breaker for some, but for some women it is. This is really true. I don't necessarily say that just because he doesn't spend on you that you should get out, but if you feel like generosity is very important for you as a woman and that you want to have a man who spends on you because you enjoy it, then find somebody else. Now, ladies, number 7, and this one is the last one for today. If a man disappears and he takes time getting back to you and you just don't understand, where is he and why haven't I heard from him for a while? Well, let me tell you. Well, maybe it's because he's just not that into you. Just like they say in that movie. But truly, ladies, this is the case. A man, he will be with you if he's interested in you. He's not going to disappear. He's going to value the relationship. And he's definitely not going to take a whole day to respond to your message if he's into you. So let's be honest here, you know. Let's stop with the stupidity of accepting this type of behavior from men. And I know that I have some of you ladies who do this still. And this is why we need to learn how to set better boundaries with men. In my new program, Secrets of the Elite Woman, I teach so much on setting boundaries, not only with men, but also generally speaking in your life. Because how do we become a high caliber woman if we don't set boundaries? It's impossible. But setting boundaries with men is probably one of the greatest skills you can learn, because you're going to understand the more boundaries you set with men, the higher quality men you will start attracting and the better treatment you're going to get from your significant other. So do not cheat in this department, ladies. I really want you to think about how you set boundaries with men and think about that now is the time to step up that game and start setting strong boundaries and stop lowering your worth. So ladies, if you want to register to my free live workshop, visit this link or click the link in the description box because I really hope to see you there. Now ladies, if you got a little bit inspired by becoming a high caliber woman and setting better boundaries with men, go and see my next video, which is called How to Make a Man Beg for Your Attention, because there are more goodies in that video. I will see you there.
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry about that from earlier. My computer was messing up and it was making it very hard for me to start my live earlier than I wanted to. So I'm going to also play another video of the School of Influence because I really want you guys to get it. Okay? I really want you guys to get it. You guys to be able to tap into your femininity a bit more because it's very important that if you want to attract the guy that you are into or want to attract men, period, this is the way to go. And I want you guys to also to subscribe to this young lady right here because she is a great influence on women and how they should act and who they should date and what not to do and what to do. So this woman, I want you to subscribe to her channel because it's very important. But I want to show you this on how to dress because that's very important as well, and that's something that I want to talk about too. But first, I want you guys to get a little bit from her as well because she will explain it more than I can. I can still explain how you dress, but there is a certain way, and I want you guys to get to get this. When you go to certain places, there's certain places. There's a way that you have to dress, especially when you're going to elegant places. It's very important how you dress, especially when you're around a high value man that has a good paying job. You're not going to a restaurant that is low class. You're going to this is like you're going to a restaurant that it's very elegant and you're around people with means. So this is what I want to show you guys. How to dress because it's very important, especially when you're attracting a man. Because a high value man does not want a woman that cannot dress. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on right now. That is very highly important that you guys listen to this. She is a great YouTuber when it comes to femininity. Okay, so let me do this. Oh. please go to her channel and watch all of her videos, like from the beginning to when she started her YouTube channel and to now to her current videos. It is very important that you guys understand this. I'm sorry, you guys. It's when it comes to, and let me try again because it's not. Let's see. Oh, here we go. There we go. All right. Give it a second.
No more looking like this. Like this. Stop looking cheap, ladies. If you how you instead pick dresses that make you look expensive and elegant. My dear elegant ladies, welcome back to another video. We are going to go back 101 years ago, more or less, because I am going to show you like one of my dressing mistakes. This is such a good example how I got my dress picking absolutely wrong. Look what I'm wearing. So what was I thinking? This was many years ago now, and back in those days, Versace used to be kind of a cool brand, and I did not afford to buy myself a Versace dress back in the days. So I decided to buy something that looked similar, and I found this dress, I don't even remember where, but because of those little ornaments, that little pattern, I thought to myself, you know what? This will probably come across as if it is Versace. Oh, I'm being so clever. I actually had to print this one out and just admire it from a little bit of a distance. Well, ladies, what is it that makes this dress so horrible looking and so bad? Well, first of all, the pattern. It just looks incredibly cheap. You have also that little pathetic frill on the side and the colors and the color blocking. You know, this dress, I thought I was looking like $1 million in it, but in reality, this was a typical Man Repeller dress. The only thing that I actually would say it's a little bit of a bonus is the fact that the fabric was quite nice, the texture of it, and it gives you a nice V-neck. But the rest, not good. So let's start. So the first category that is actually so important, and I call this the Man Repeller Dress. And for those of you who do not know what Man Repeller is, there's actually a blog called like that. And it's basically fashion that is not aimed to attract men. This is more fashion that is made for fashionistas to be artsy, creative, expressive, and so on. And I understand, and I'm not here to bash that type of movement, each their own goals. But here on my channel, we are talking about attracting men. We are talking about being feminine, being elegant. We do not want to be dressed looking like this. When I saw this, I literally got a shock. So this is a Miu Miu dress. Look at the price tag. Almost 4,000 for something that looks like a curtain. So let's say you would wear this dress and you walk into a room full of men. Do you think the men will be turning their heads and be like, who's that girl? I don't think so. Look at this blimp. This Alessandra Rich is a very nice brand for clothing, but this looks like a grandma dress. Now, I understand there are some ladies who want to be more fashionistas and creative and so on, and you can definitely be elegant having that style. the second, the second one, okay. When I saw this, I got a shock. Look at this. This is what I call the Star Trek dress. But look, doesn't she look like Star Trek? And I can't believe this dress is even sold out. It makes her look so wide and so disproportional. And we have many dresses like that. Look at this one. It makes her look really fat. She's not taller. And this one, I mean, this would be such a cute dress if it wasn't because of horrendous shoulders. They're just messing everything up. I think this is a really good example of when you are widening your shoulders. She looks like very masculine, and this is why we do not want to wear tops or dresses that gives us the silhouette. Now, I know it's incredibly trendy right now, and I can also say that the only body shape this would ever work for is the pear-shaped body, because you are so wide on your bottom part that you actually could use a little bit of volume here. The next dress I get questions about a lot. What about sequined dress? Well, what about not? I would say, ladies, do you think this is going to make you look more expensive? Now, one of the things you ladies need to understand is that there is something that is called a little bit the poor mindset, and I've spoken about it in previous videos. When you're adding like more to something, when you're thinking that, oh, if I just add a bunch of glitter and sparkle, then it's going to look more expensive. But you are fooling yourself there, because you are actually making yourself look cheaper this way. And these dresses are such a good example. You see for yourself, this does not look elegant, sophisticated. Minimalism does. That's why I'm telling you, a wealthy person's mindset is less is more. And that's what makes it look more expensive, because you don't need to add a bunch of rubbish to something to make it look good. Instead, you reduce and refine, and that's how you end up looking more expensive. But I'm not done talking about the glitter and the sparkle, ladies, because we have the sister to the sequin dress. We have the embellishment dress, and this one is not nicer. Now, I do want to point out that there are, of course, exceptions to these dresses, but majority don't, and especially if you're shopping on a lower budget. The cheaper the budget is, the cheaper the embellishment and the sequins look. So look at these dresses. This red dress looks like my failed Versace attempt, by the way. No, but you see, there's absolutely nothing that looks particularly high-end with these dresses. By the way, in my free cheat sheet, I talked about what makes you look expensive and what doesn't. There are certain elements and certain hacks that you need to know. Visit classycheatsheet.com to download this free cheat sheet. Now let's talk to the cousin. I know we're going through the whole family tree of the glitterati, but the metallic dresses. This fabric can never look expensive, no matter what budget we're in. This probably takes the prize in how you can make yourself look cheap. If you have anything of this in your wardrobe, just make yourself a favor and go throw it out immediately. Just pause this video and go throw it out now. These dresses are not okay, and especially not this mini dress. Like I mentioned, the only times it will be acceptable to have some form of metallic in your dress is if it's more a mix, like as this dress. So this is like a metallic dress, a totally different ball game. Yes, it has a bit of sparkle, very moderate, very light, but there is a little bit to add a little bit of spice. I'm not against spice, but it's about how much of it, just enough not to look cheap. But again, if you are a beginner, you cannot experiment too much. If you do not know how to style yourself correctly, just take my advice and cut out all the metallics, all the sequins, all the embellishments, and you will be more safe. I wouldn't be able to do this video unless we spoke about the bodycon dress, because the bodycon dress is like the poster child for cheap looking dresses. It is so easy to get this dress wrong, yet so many ladies are wearing it. I think it's very hard to understand why, because here we are. A lot of these dresses have very deep décolleté. They're very short, they're very figure-fitted. The problem is that it looks very desperate, like a very big cry for attention. Instead, it's going to position you as somebody who definitely is desperate, definitely on the hunt, probably single, probably looking, maybe even certain stereotypes that we don't want to be part of. So you have to really think about this. What is your personal brand? Ladies, I know that in some communities, in some cultures, dresses like this are absolutely appropriate. So I'm not here saying that nobody can ever wear bodycon dresses. But if you want to be part of high society, if you want to be part of a more elegant social scene, You can't wear this. Imagine you walk in to a Hotel Ritz, very elegant and affluent hotel, and you wear something like this. People will have certain perceptions about you. And unless you want people to think all those things and really position you in the wrong light, then don't wear this. I have done my share of wardrobe mistakes, believe me, and I'm going to share one more with you because I've also done the bodycon mistake. I've also even done the bandage dress mistake. Today's list wouldn't be complete without the traditional herb légère bandage dress. It doesn't even need to be herb légère. Regardless if it has the laces, not like it. This dress should really not be worn by anybody at any age or any location. So this is me wearing this lovely bandage dress, absolutely clueless, not understanding why all these men are hitting on me, being sleazy. I wore this type of clothes and I was really confused. Why am I not meeting high quality men? Why am I just attracting the sleazy types? Well, guess why? All of these bandage dresses, regardless if they're short, if they have cleavage, if they're long, even this long dress looks incredibly cheap. This dress is not doable anymore. So please save yourself the wrong judgments from other people because they categorize you in a certain way when they see a woman wear a dress like this. There are so many beautiful dresses out there. There are so many feminine dresses that show your silhouette, that show your femininity without having to go the cheap road. And these are some examples. A dress like this from Norma Kamali would be perfect. Ladies, I'm not against short mini dresses. They can look absolutely fine on the right body shape and if they're in the right material with the right cut. This one looks very nice, relaxed, kind of wrap style mini dress. Here we have a very simple white one. It's very plain, but very nice. And this is what I mean more sometimes. If you want to go more romantic floral, then you can experiment a little bit with patterns. It can be hard for the average beginner. Here's an example of romantic dresses. You can definitely find very attractive clothing without having to go the cheap direction. I also really think that the kind of suit, the blazer jacket dress can look quite elegant, yet it can be in a more mini format, so you don't have to feel that you have to be covered up in order to look elegant. Not at all. You don't have to be covered up. There are many good examples where you're actually showing some legs and even a little bit of cleavage. Look at the Saint Laurent dress. Now this is one of those exceptions because this one has metallic in it, but you can see this dress looks completely different from the other metallic dresses. Yet it's short, yet it has cleavage, but it doesn't look raunchy. I really like dresses like this Alexander McQueen that follows the natural curve of the hip and then it kind of goes out. There's a little frill, or you can have something a little bit more simple, but it's just showing off the natural curve of a woman. Ladies, this is a strategy you have to think about when you are choosing clothes and dresses in particular. Will it be flattering for your body shape? Will it be flattering for your color complexion? Will it be applicable to your style personality? But most importantly, will this be aligned with your goal? Are you here to attract a man? Are you here to get your existing man excited? Who are you dressing for? Your man or other women? Who do you want to impress? What statement do you want to make? If you are a fashionista and all you care about is making that type of statement, then absolutely fine. But if you are on this mission of elegance and high society, then believe me, the man repeller ambitions are not going to serve you. And lastly, before you purchase anything, always ask yourself, is this a wow dress or is this just an okay dress? And if it's just an okay dress, then don't buy it. It's really that simple. If you still haven't watched my video, These Shoes Are Not Classy, then you must watch it right now because we also have some Man Repeller shoes in there that you have to stay away from. So make sure you watch it right now.